See if I can fly. Oh, I am, I am, I am. Let me see if they can hear me. Okay, I cannot hear it. Am I live? Am I live? Okay, why can I not hear myself? Oh, I guess it is right. Okay, let's see. Hey, CJ and Sharice. We in this bitch. Thank y'all for joining. I was doing StreamYard instead of my phone. So I'm like, okay, let me try to. I haven't been on StreamYard in a minute, but I'm like, let me put the thing up so I can share the link. And then it wouldn't let me go live. I was like, okay, let's not do this right now. How y'all doing today? I am excited about talking about this movie. I was trying to set out the reminders. Okay, share your referral link. Okay, the link is up there. We are good. This yes, it was really good. I think I watched it probably about 3 times already. I feel like okay, I think I'm missing something. Let me go back and just double check. And each time I still cry as if I watched it the first time. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. What y'all sipping on? You probably relaxing over there. Right. Just watch it over and over. I'm like, okay, I got to talk about this movie. So many people were talking about it online, and some people don't watch Tyler Perry movies at all. They haven't watched them since, yeah, we chilling about to grab a beer. I know that's right. I got my vodka and monster over here. Some people haven't watched Tyler Perry's movies since Precious, and they refuse to watch any of his movies and stuff. But when I was talking about the movie Straw, when I put it on my other apps and stuff like that. Look, I got honey all on my shirt. I forgot I had this on. I meant to change my shirt. I had some chicken earlier and put some hot sauce and honey on my chicken and forgot I had it on there. But they don't watch Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me just come on and talk about it. Um, get some other people that have watched it and what they think about it as well, and hear y'all opinion on it. There was a whole bunch of negative people talking about, looking at the mistakes and stuff, and Tyler Perry does the same thing over and over, and um, they are tired of him doing black women wrong, and the movies and all this stuff. But I always say it's always a message in there, and you don't know who's going through different things and stuff like that. And so you just got to keep on making movies. You just got to keep on putting them out there for people to see, because you don't know who it affect and who it may help, in so many different situations and stuff. And I don't have kids, but man, I know what it feels like when you had a day in life. Like, people have criticized Tyler Perry, Tyler, from always making movies about about battered women. Yeah. But the funny thing of it is that he always talks about why he does these movies. He's always talking about why he puts them there in the forefront and all this other stuff, and it's helped so many people. And somebody else had made a statement. I forgot what they said exactly about um, why they got to always be struggling or whatever the case may be. Um, so of course, they put a race on it. Like, why you always got to have black people struggling? White people struggle too, and all this other stuff. But I look at it the fact that he's giving them jobs, he's keeping them paid, and they did interviews. And Sherry Shepherd and Taraji P Henson said that they've never got a raise from anybody other than like Tyler Perry with doing these movies and stuff. So um, he's doing what he needs to do. He's keeping them paid, keeping his movies and everything going. Um, and people know what to expect. I know what to expect sometime when I'm watching, his movies and stuff. So it doesn't disappoint me. Hey, Bo Moves, thanks for joining. Welcome in. Yeah, he's revitalized so many careers. It's crazy. Yeah, he has. Yeah, look at Sinbad. Y'all remember when Sinbad was sick and ill? I literally thought he had passed away. When I seen him sitting in that wheelchair, I was like, hell yeah. I was like, that is so cool. I literally thought, because they had showed him, I think, in the hospital or something, or that he was sick or something like that. And then when he was sitting in the wheelchair or whatever, and I looked twice and I was like, is that Sinbad? I said, I like that. Still keeping him relevant. And he's been around forever, forever, ever. Um, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? I seen y'all out there. Y'all was eating some kind of, what was y'all eating? Y'all was doing some food review. I seen it on what was I on? What app was I on? I was on one app, and then y'all had posted out going to YouTube to watch it. I think it was TT, and I said I need to go and see the whole video. Y'all was doing like a tour, or y'all was on vacation or something. Yeah, I think y'all was on vacation. I was telling Sharice earlier, everyone in, please stop what you're doing and drop a like. Thank you so much. Yes, please hit the thumbs up for me and share it out. I put the link at the top. I hope I did it right. If anybody wants to come up and thank you, Bo Moves, talk about the movie or what you thought about it, good or bad. I just put in the thing, just be respectful. We don't want to be mean. We just want to, kind of discuss it. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And as y'all come in, go and follow the other YouTubers that's in the chat. CJ Cherise, Bold Moves Entertainment. But yeah, so when it first came on, so this was my opinion. Yeah, San Francisco. Yep, y'all was in San Francisco. Yep. And it looks so pretty too. California is so expensive. Good Lord. You buy a hot dog, it's like $25. But it's a nice place to visit though. So when the movie first came on, you always have to pay attention to detail because I think you'll miss something. You're welcome. You always have to pay attention to detail because I think you'll miss something if you don't. And so just with her, showing the house and different things and stuff like that, the apartment and the little baby, her daughter, laying next to her sleep and all that stuff. Um, I didn't pay no attention until the second time I watched the movie that when the daughter was getting out the bed and she was walking her to go take her bath, the daughter disappeared out the picture. I didn't pay no attention to the second time. It was 40 minimum. What? To park? Good Lord. $40. Y'all remember that movie? That is ridiculous. Right. That is insane. Oh my God, that's horrible. And then especially if you go a lot of places every day and you have to pay that $40 just to park. Mm-mm. That is crazy. I think she was eating some ice cream too. That ice cream was probably about $25. It looked good though. But yeah, you have to really pay attention to detail because, like I said, the second time I watched it, I didn't pay no attention to when she got up out the bed, she's waking her daughter up, and they were walking. It was better to live. Yeah, probably was. Than the park and pay $40 a day. Yeah, that's crazy. And but um the thing that really tripped me out was when she was going downstairs, going down the steps, and she was fussing at her daughter, like, come on, and all that stuff. And she wound up putting her daughter in the car, and she wound up going to give Benny the change or whatever. And so when she took her to school, now I caught this on the first time. When she took her to school, and her daughter got out and she told her to love you, she said, love you, or whatever, and she waved at her, the principal kind of went like, and I'm like, okay, some I missed. Like, why is she waving at her like that? Um, and then just going on with the movie and stuff like that. And then at the end, it shocked me at everything that they were showing, like when they was reversing stuff or whatever. And that damn manager, I like him because he was my uncle's good friend, my uncle Art's good friend Glenn. But he was an asshole. He was so mean and talking to her any kind of way. And unfortunately, some of these jobs, that's how people do. But she had to make her money. Hey, Joshua, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Yeah, he was. He was so mean, didn't care. And then all those people, the customers in the store, somebody it's the first of the month and all this other stuff. Then no dude done busted the bottle and he gonna say, clean this up, clean this up. It's like, I just got to work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He had no sympathy whatsoever. And I wasn't surprised that the girl that what's her name? I can't think of the other girl's name. She wound up quitting. I wasn't surprised. I was like, wow, he is so mean. um, when they was in the back, like she came, whatever, she's dripping and wet or whatever the case may be, and she came back to like get her checked and stuff like that. I was tripping off the fact that whoever he was talking to on the phone, like when he was on the phone and was telling her to get up out of there, like, what about, mail your check to you? Don't you understand, or something like that. And I'm like, did they hang up? Did they stay on the phone? Like, he literally just sat the phone down when he was like, oh shit, when they was get robbed or whatever. Um, and so when he was screaming and hollering at her or whatever the case may be, it was like, you set this up. I was hoping that that part happened. I was hoping they'd be like, shut up. I was sitting up there crying and clapping at the same time. I'm like, no, I don't condone violence, but he was on my last damn nerves. I'm like, she has no patience. She's already going through all this stuff. Then you sit here hollering at her and yelling at her and all this other stuff. Um, and then the other girl, Tessa, she got on my nerves. She just didn't have like no heart. She didn't care. Um, when she was trying to get up out of there or whatever the case may be, and me and Sharice said, she said, "Motherfucker, too, I know." I was just like, he just needs to go because he's on my damn nerves. And I was sitting up there nervous for and scared and everything. The first thing I thought was that she was about to grab all the money and like leave her check or whatever the case may be. But the fact that she grabbed only her check and didn't take the money, and then she took off or whatever. And Sherry Shepherd, Nicole, she did an amazing job. My only question with that is I want to know when did she know that the daughter had already passed away? Like when she came into the bank and she's like, let her in, whatever the case may be. She let her in and then told her she had to wait to at the end of the line. And she wound up going to the school or whatever the case may be. Like she's playing all this in her head, like she can't believe that her daughter's really gone and stuff. And so, hey, B with Nicole, how are you? Thank you for joining. Welcome in. We're talking about the movie Straw, the new Tyler Perry movie that's on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, so I will see. Okay, yeah, you gotta watch the replay because I don't want to be a spoiler. Right, Sherry knew the whole time her daughter. I know, and that's what I was wondering too because when she gave her the $40 and she said, give this to my daughter, and she said, I think she will want you to give it to her. And so I'm like, well, I don't think that was the part. And then when she was saying something about, I'm just doing this for my daughter, so they can quit laughing at her at school or talking about her at school or something. And then you can see Sherry Shepherd's face, like, does she not know her daughter's gone? You know, like she had this whole nother expression on her face or whatever. So I was like, when did she know that the daughter was gone? And just walking around. Let me tell y'all one thing that had me nervous is um I was thinking about Cleo on Set It Off. I thought that fucking cop. I thought she was gonna go out. She's gonna listen to what's her name, Detective Raymond. She was gonna listen to Detective Raymond and untrust her. Taraji is so dope. Her acting skills are, yeah, she is. And you can, like, when she was crying and talking about her daughter, you could hear how choked up she was in her voice. Like she was feeling it like in real time, not like, oh, I'm just acting. She was like really feeling it in real time. And I said, man, she is an amazing actress. Like she is so just, man, her acting skills always been on point. I just love it. And so when she went in and stuff and she said, I give this to my daughter, whatever she said, I think you should, give it to yourself. And then she like looked surprised or whatever case may be. And so I kept on being like, okay, why is she looking like that? Why is she looking at her like that or whatever case may be? Um, And so when she's like, I don't want all this money. I just want my check cash. I just want my check cash. And so she had plans to give her daughter the $40. She had planned to pay her rent, which I don't know how much her rent was. And then she had planned to get her tags and all this stuff. And I'm like, where's she living at? That she gonna do all that off of $500, $521. But then I'm like, in her head, she's gonna make it happen or whatever the case may be. Um, And when she just stood there and just started screaming and all that, I was just like, man, that is a hard pill to swallow. Her trying to take her daughter and her daughter's sick and all this other stuff. She only needed her check. Yeah, she only needed her check cash. She's like, what is all this? Why are you giving me all this money? And why are you crying? What is wrong with you? I was like, Tessa's going crazy. It's like, why are you crying? Why are you giving me all this money? It's like, you set me up. I didn't ask for all this money. I'm not robbing the bank. But I was gonna say that with that cop, I thought that with her trusting um, detective, I keep on saying Detective Raymond, I thought that when she walked her out, that he was gonna really unalive her, like Cleo on Set It Off or whatever. And I'm like, Lord, please don't let that happen. I know it's a movie, but I was just praying, please don't let that happen. Me and Sharice was like, Taraji, you got a whole Glock in your head, right? She kept on doing all this and stuff and waving it around, and she's like, "This ain't even my," you know. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Please don't let her go out like that." I was like, we gotta, do something different or whatever the case may be." And so, one of the girls, what did she do? When she was kind of telling her like to be quiet and this, that, and stuff. And then they was like, well, you think a bank robber is going to let people out? Like the dude that was trying to attack her, he was like, well, the security guard. Oh, I was cracking up at the security guard because he locked the door. And then when Nicole gave him the phone and was like, talk to them or whatever, and she said, here's a security guard. He got the phone like this. He was so nervous. He didn't know what to do. And so then when he wound up going and when the dude that was trying to get Janaya. How did you react when Tyler had us thinking they killed? I was freaking out. I was like, I was like, why go out like that? Like I was kind of irritated at that. Now that part I was irritated because if when you look at the thing and they had all them green lights on her, I was just like, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Like I just kept on screaming at the thing. Like I thought all of them was just gonna light her up. And I was just like, oh my god. And of course, I'm sitting there crying and stuff like that. Hi, Redazzle. Welcome in. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I when I was saying that, like, thinking that they was all about to take her out and all that other stuff, especially that dirty ass cop. I'm like, please don't do it. I was ready to cry. I know, I was too. I was going like this. I'm like, I don't want to see, I don't want to see. Don't happen, don't happen. Because I was sitting there, I was going like this, and my mouth was open. I'm like, oh my God, don't do it, don't do it. I'm like, please don't do it. But I thought that cop was gonna try to really take her out. When he was like, "I'm gonna find a legal way to, um, blast you or whatever the case may be." And then when she was getting them cheers and stuff like that, and then the older lady that was, seeing it, she's like, "Are you diabetic?" The FBI agent was pissing me off. Are you talking about the lady? Oh no, no, you talking about the guy that came in to take over and wasn't listening? Is that who you talking about, CJ? Because he was pissing me off too. He's like, "We are taking over." The white dude that took, yeah, absolutely, yeah, he was pissing me off too. And I can't remember. I need to look up the dude's name. Okay, so y'all know the guy that's the what is he? The detective, the first guy that like the what you call it? I know what I'm trying to say. Is he the same dude that played on what is that show? I know what it is. Damn it, what is the name of that show? Is it Soul Food? I'm thinking of Soul Food. I can't think of his name, but he looks so familiar to me. And I think he played on Soul Food as the dad. But yeah, he was making me so mad when he came in and was trying to take over. And then yeah, he pissed me off. I think he wanted to take her out, him and the one with her car in the beginning. Yeah, that crooked police officer. He gonna say, "You didn't know I was a police officer, did you?" I'm like, "She didn't know you was a police officer because you're not in a police car. You're in your own car." Not person, husband in the family that prayed. Yeah, that's who he was. Sonar Lake's husband. That's who he was. Yep. I'm like, he looked so familiar, even though he had his hat on the whole time, and then he had like the gray hairs and stuff like that. I said, he looked so familiar to me. Yep, because he got mad and when she talked about the baby and stuff like that, that's who he is. I didn't go as far as to looking at the. I was just looking at the like the main characters or whatever. And then when he came on, I said, why does he look so familiar to me? That's exactly who he is. And he did a good job. But I was so mad that they wouldn't let her, keep on going or whatever and talking to her like she was doing good. And she said she was a specialist anyway. But then she was getting emotional. So I know they said you gotta be calm so you don't like trigger her or nothing like that. But when she had the he slapped some out, yeah, over the counter. He was mad. And I like what Tyler Perry was saying, the fact like everybody knows what's going on around here. You're the only one that's like don't know. Like, are you really that dumb? Like, your wife is sleeping with X, Y, and Z. He's like, no, man, no. I said, that is crazy. That was too funny. He's like, enough is enough. Um, but yeah, so when I'm laughing at that, I can see that scene in my head. I'm cracking up. But what was I going to say, y'all? The fact about the camera too was setting up the camera. She's like turn everything off. She was concerned about the older lady or whatever the case may be with her. She's like, "Are you diabetic or something like that?" And she's like, "Yeah." Then the guy when he was standing there talking about y'all young people don't want to work, this is that. It's like she don't work two jobs. Like she's telling you that she don't work two jobs. Well, she didn't say that in the beginning, but she worked two jobs trying to take care of her baby and all this other stuff. And I was just like, oh my God. And when they went into the office and Nicole and Janaya was talking and she was just saying, can you take my baby for me? And I was like, wow. Like, I figured she's probably going to ask her that. She's like, 'cause she can't go to my mama. She can't go to my sister, whatever the case may be and stuff. And so I was like, what is she going to say? And so when you're married, you have to talk to your husband and be like, hey, this, that, whatever the case may be. And so when she said, we'll take her, I'll talk to my husband and this, that, and stuff. And I'm like, she already knew at that point that her daughter was gone, had to have. But then when like she talked about the $40 and then her daughter being gone and stuff. And then when they went back out there, she was just talking, and the older lady was like, if you don't have any kind of compassion or heart for what this woman just said she'd been through, she was asking her about how old she was and stuff like that. And then the old lady started talking about the fees with the peppermint. She's like, I know you ain't talking about no peppermint with y'all's fees and how much y'all charge. I was cracking up. I said, get her, grandma. She's like, don't even try to come for me. But then when Taraji had that backpack or whatever, hey Latoya, how are you? Welcome in. The light skinned girl that worked in the bank was pissing me off. You talking about Tessa, the one that had no kind of emotion whatsoever, kept on getting mad. Welcome in, y'all. Yeah, she kept on hollering and screaming. She's like, "What are you hollering for? What are you screaming for?" And then y'all notice that the noise, like, it's like when the ringing and the noise was going on, she was like totally different. It's like I don't know, like she zonked out or something like that. Yeah, Tessa. It's kind of like she zonked out and she was kind of chill for a minute. And then when all the cops and stuff was coming, and she was just standing there, and she's like, "Why are they all out there like that? What are they doing? Why are they all out there?" And then she was talking about, you set me up. She's like, "All I wanted was my check cash. Like I didn't want all this money." That heifer got on my damn nerves. I wanted somebody to slap the crap out of her. Right? I was like, "Sit down and shut up." And even Nicole, like Sherry Shepherd, she was trying to keep her calm. Like, let's keep her calm. Like, let's not upset her. Like be quiet. And then the old lady, she said, "No, yeah, she need to shut up." I was like, But y'all, I think I forgot to say this, but I was laughing that when the guy that tried to get Janaya, Tiana Taylor is amazing. Yeah, she did an amazing job. She just seemed like a natural at this movie. Like she just seemed like she had it. Like it wasn't too much to it. Like she was doing everything and coming up in there, her talking and stuff. I said she did an amazing job. Her partner was cool too. He was like, "You know what, I'm sorry, but you did a really good job." Because at first he was doubting. He wasn't even giving, like, he was like, "No, I think she did it," or whatever the case may be. But when the guy, that was you ready to attack her with the, whatever, he's like, the security guard wasn't doing nothing. Well, when he winds up taking out running, the security guard left too. This dude ain't protecting nobody. He is out of there. I was cracking up. I said, he is gone. He already wasn't doing nothing in the first place. Like, I ain't about to lose my life. But yeah, so that was really sad. And then with her going live and different things and stuff like that, the landlord got on my nerves too, because she could have talked to her a total different way, and the way she was talking to her and stuff, and then was like, "Hell no," because they pay their rent and all this other stuff. But then it's like when they was watching her when she wound up on live on the thing and stuff. It's like, okay, do you feel sorry? Do you feel bad, or whatever the case may be? Um, and when she was like, "I don't have anybody, I don't have no one." And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that's in that type of situation where they don't have anybody. They don't have nobody to depend on. They can't trust nobody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thumbs up the live and don't be scared to comment. Yeah, comment. Let us know what y'all think about the movie. Thank you. But there's a lot of people. I was watching I've been watching comments on FB, TT, YouTube. People just talking about it, and they was like, it was a last straw. Like they snapped being a single parent or just going through different things. Especially if you have a ill kid, a sick kid that you have to get the medication for. And like she was saying, I'm not gonna call 911 when my daughter's sick. I have to take her myself, and she needed her car and stuff like that or whatever. And it's unfortunate that there's really a lot of cricket cops out here. Going back to the police officer that gave her the ticket, had her car towed, and she's trying to control this police officer, like, get on away from here. I got it, or whatever. And then she was just like, "Now I'm going to be nice on you, but you want me to call him back?" And it's unfortunate. There's a lot of police officers out here that's like that. But I was surprised that she actually said like who he was. Like I didn't think she was gonna say nothing because at first she don't seem like she's gonna say nothing. And then when she was just like, "Who is he?" Like who it is or whatever the case may be. And then I was glad that she told who it was. And she went over there and knocked the shit out of him. I said, I'm so glad that they found out who it was instead of having her come out and then he tried to really like blast her for real. Um, and then when she was taking the bag around and they was all like jumping and going like this and stuff because she's like she has a B or whatever, and so when she looked like no, this is my daughter's project, and they was all relieved or whatever the case may be, and so she went to the bathroom and wrote on there that it's not real. um it was just crazy. It was so many things because she was taking that bag everywhere she went. And I know it's because she had her daughter's stuff up in there that she was, protected or whatever. I was happy when she pushed him. Yeah, I was too. I'm like, good. I didn't know what they were gonna do. I figured like once they found out who it was, they would say like, "Hey, he said X, Y, and Z or whatever the case may be." But I didn't realize. I didn't think she was gonna punch him in the face or nothing like that. Which he needed it. He definitely needed it. Um, but yeah, there's so many people that commented on it and they can relate. They were saying, I'm Janaya, like I'm taking care of my kids by myself. I'm, doing the best that I could, and I couldn't wait for her to finally tell them. Right, that's what I said too. But she was saying, well, with them with the situation, that's the only reason why they didn't come up in there blasting her is because she had that. They thought that she had that, so she was really just trying to keep her cool and keep her safe. And I feel like she was really protecting her at that point. Like she knew that, okay, something is not right. Her daughter's not here. I just want to make sure, that she's safe and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really sad that I've been seeing people talk about, and all I do is I comment and just like, you got this, keep on going. Like, I say I'm not a parent, but it doesn't mean that I haven't been through stuff to where, you feel like life is just attacking you all at once. Like everything is going on. You can't get a break. You got this going on. Got that going on and all the, situations and stuff. Um, and so I was going to say something too about the police officer. I don't know if y'all used to watch other Tyler Perry movies that he had before, but it reminds me of the police officer Eddie in uh oh Lord, what was another his movie? The Have and Have Nots. The Have and Have Nots when they had that cricket police officer Eddie up in there doing all kind of stuff, breaking the law and everything else and stuff. But I'm like, it's really unfortunate that we do have cops out here like that. But I was glad that that cop really, she stood up and she, went and told who he was and stuff like that and wasn't scared. Yeah, remember him from the Have and Have Nots? I thought he was sexy as hell, but he was getting on my nerves. He's making me so mad. I was like, this dude is so crooked and wicked. And then you have like sergeants and people above and above that they know that they're doing this and they don't do nothing about it, or they try to hide evidence or try to, cover up different things and stuff like that. And so I always say Tyler Perry's movies always have a message to them. No matter what movie he makes, it always is a message behind it. No, it was If Loving You Is Wrong. Was it If Loving You Is Wrong? Oh, I think so. Yeah, yeah, it was. It was If Loving You Is Wrong, because he was dating his daughter's mom was a cop as well. The Have and Have Nots episode of playing in my background. Yes, I love that. Yeah, and that was the name of the show. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we I was on that like religiously watching it every single night when it came on or whatever case may be. Like I was tuned into it. I wanted to see what's gonna happen next and next and next. And then you right, it's If Loving You Is Wrong, that's when Eddie was the cricket cop and he was dating well, it was his daughter's mother um that he was dating or whatever, and she would always try to control what he did or be like Eddie, this, that, blah, blah, blah. That movie was so good. That was our show. Loving You Is Wrong. I still won't want to fight Tyler Perry. Take it off. You're right. I was so mad. I'm like, don't take it off the air. Just keep on going. And it's something that like that whole city, like the whole layout and everything is like where each one of his studios is at, like they're renamed and all that. And you come from a person that it's a person that was homeless, didn't have anything, that went through struggles and all that stuff, and then just wound up going to plays. I think he said his first play didn't even sell out. I don't even think nobody attended. And then he did his second one, and he was just encouraged to just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and look at where he is now, just doing big things and stuff, and making moves and everything, and all the shows like the Loving You Is Wrong, the Have and Have Nots, all the shows that he's done, um, throughout his career and stuff like that. But yeah, so I was just really into it, and was sitting up there crying and stuff. And then her best friend, she was trying to help her and give her money and stuff like that or whatever. Um, I was gonna say something else about, it was some other part that I missed the first time, but I wound up getting it the second time. Or when she had walked into the hospital and she had her daughter like up against her, and then I think the second take she didn't. It was like the daughter was like this or whatever. So I think it's like when she took her to the hospital or whatever. That's one thing that hurts. I had to leave my whole Tyler Perry collection. Had to be left at the house. Oh, you know what? I used to. Okay, so Latoya, you left all your Tyler Perry collection stuff. Do you watch the over? You know what? I used to watch the over. I think I watched a couple episodes. Sisters, I was addicted to Sisters. I don't know why I stopped, but now I see like she's pregnant with twins or something like that. I only caught like a little glimpse, but I haven't watched them. I need to catch up. There was a nice twist at the end, though. Yeah, Amber Alert just went off. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, but when when she was going through the stuff or whatever, and Nicole was like really, being there by her side, and was like nurturing her and different things and stuff like that, talking about her family and all that. And I was like, oh, I think she's gonna help her. I think she's gonna help her, whatever. And so the thing that really got me was when the FBI agent came in and was talking about that they're not gonna let them take over. Hi, Mika. Welcome in. I had to leave all my furniture. Oh, I do remember that. I think you had said something about that on CJ and Sharice Live. You know what? It's only up from here, though. I always tell people when we go through things, God always has a plan. We don't know the plan, but God has a plan, and we just got to trust it. Most definitely. Yes. Sending prayers. What did you think of the movie? It was really good to me. It was really good. I liked the movie. It was so emotional. Um, so many different messages in the movie and stuff. I thought it was really, really good. Everything was like played out good. Yep. Amen. It's up from here. Absolutely. We just never know what twist in life is gonna take us and what's gonna happen. But we just gotta trust the process. Mad and all, mad, upset, confused, angry, and all. Just gotta trust the process. He really did. I was somebody else was saying, "Oh, I think what did she say? She named another actress. Oh, I think she would have played that part." I'm like, he picked the right people to play the part. Like all the people that's in that cast, he picked the right ones. I don't think he made no mistake at all. And we already know, like Taraji P Henson, like she's an amazing actress anyway. But when they were getting to the part where they were talking about the FBI coming in and doing this and doing that and stuff. I kept thinking, don't hurt her, don't hurt her, like, this, that, and stuff. And she was like, when she go to jail and stuff, like who's gonna take care of my baby? And when she said, I'll even bring her to see you. And so at that point I felt like, well, no, at that point she didn't know that she was gone because she said, I even bring her to see you. I don't think she would lie to her like that just to tell her something. Um, but then when uh, Nicole, I mean, yeah, she was hallucinating. Absolutely. Yeah. But when Nicole was saying something about she's right here, she said, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you, And I was like, oh my, I'm all like crying and going crazy and stuff. And when the FBI came in and basically like y'all not in control, we're taking over, whatever case may be. And then when Tiana Taylor, when she wound up just walking up there, and they was like, what is she doing? What is she doing? And I was like, come on, girl, yes, go get her, go get her. And she walked up and basically was like, here I am. And she's like, I want to see that picture of him. I want to see that picture of him. And they was like, when they turned her phone off, so she couldn't see the picture and stuff. And so he's like, we're not turning her phone on. And so I'm like, well, now you say that because now she done lost trust, in her talking her out and all this other stuff because she said she's gonna come get her. Her daughter died the night before, and the next day she just snapped from all the things, yeah, that had transpired. Tiana wasn't gonna let that happen. Right. And that's what I said too. I was like, she trusts you, she's been listening to you and all this other stuff. And I'm like, if they take over, she's gonna really, feel like she can't trust. But when she wound up walking out and when she wound up going up to that door and was like, talking to Janaya, and so she was like, well, let me see the picture of him and this and that. She's like, that's him, that's him. And I like how the neighborhood like rallied against, with her and was like, free her, like she's a good person. She wouldn't have done this and all this other stuff. It reminds me of Joe Clark with Lean on Me, like when he was locked up and the whole school and the community wound up going up there and was like, free him and all that. And I really was crying because she's like, what are they doing out there? What are they doing? I think the FBI didn't give a damn about her, especially the cop who said he going. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was hoping that they would get him. I'm like, please don't let him blast her. Don't let him take her out because he was dead ass serious. And I think if she'd have walked out, like if it had been different and she'd have walked out like to surrender, he would have been the one that made sure that he got her. Hey, Deborah, welcome in. Why everybody hating on Tyler Perry? It was a good movie about mental health, death. Yeah, empathy, absolutely. They are hating on him. Like they've been talking bad about him. Like, why are you making movies like this? And you always got black people, black women looking like we're struggling all the time. And it was just like y'all missed the whole point. You missed the whole point of the movie, the message. Yeah, they be hating on Tyler Perry. They can't get me to dislike him. I like him. Um, but when they was talking about releasing everybody and stuff like that or whatever the case may be, and then another thing I was crying at when it got hot up in there because she had clicked everything off, and then when they was talking, the lady was saying that she was hot, and he said exactly, Deborah. And so she was like, I'm used to being hot because, just struggling and being able to take care of, pay her light bill or gas bill or whatever the case may be. But he's black himself, shall he make movies about the white folks and Mexican folks? Well, what they were saying was that why is he always doing it with the black women? Why can't he make it about like a white woman that struggle or a Mexican woman that struggle or whatever the case may be? Like, why does it always have to be black women struggling? And I was just saying he's keeping them employed, like he's giving them jobs. And he knows how black women struggle. So why not write a movie about it? And I think they said that he wrote the movie, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I think he like I must break it down. Like he might have wrote the movie on Monday or so. It took him like a short time frame to write the movie, put everything together and all that other stuff. Like he was on it, and he's seen the vision, he's seen what it was. So he just went in there and did what he needed to do and made it happen. And it's the number one movie. It's the number one movie. So evidently he knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah, when she was talking about how hot she was and she's used to it. And then when the thing about when she went to the school and was telling them like, I'm trying to take care of my daughter. Sometimes the food that she eats and I can't pay the gas bill, so we don't have hot water. It's like a lot of people can relate to that. They can relate to the struggles of not having hot water or not having lights or different things and stuff like that. And then being by yourself and not having no support or nobody there to help you. And you're doing the best that you can. It would make you like literally go crazy. Like, this is all I can do. I can't do no more. And then you got this crazy ass manager that's not helping at all. I bought a ticket to see Big Happy Family to play live. I was still crying. Driving home, I know. I cried. I felt her pain, and we need to face facts. What someone's going through every day. His movies always. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because we can judge all day, but we don't know what people are going through. We don't know the struggles. And people be like, oh, you don't know because you don't have kids, or you don't know because this, and that. And I'm like, I don't know why people think because people don't have kids that they're rich or they have this life that is not stressful. You still got to pay bills, keep roof over your head. I was crazy because people seen her struggle, they seen her struggle, but didn't care at all. Right. Like that damn the bank teller. She didn't even care. She did not care at all. I'm like, you ain't got no kind of sympathy for her. Like she's like literally telling her story, and you have like no sympathy. But yeah, it was really, oh my God, it was so emotional. I'm sitting up there. I had my box of tissues with the tissue like was on my eyes and stuff like that. So I had to grab my towel, and I'm sitting up there just crying. I'm like, oh my God. And that lady evicted her in the rain. Though I know, and threw all her stuff out, like had no care at all. And then the two that was sitting up there at the top, they sitting up there just looking. I mean, Sinbad couldn't do Benny. He couldn't do much because he's in a wheelchair, but the fact that they was just looking and was just sitting there, and this woman's trying to grab her stuff, and she's like, "You supposed to have been back here at 10 o'clock." She came to the place, didn't have a car, evidently, and it's like you didn't have no kind of sympathy whatsoever. They do that in real life, though. Yeah, they give you fake smile and say, "Sorry, ma'am, there's nothing that I can do." And I was like, they've seen that that woman had she was a single mother, and she was trying, she was, doing whatever she could, and she just threw all her stuff out and didn't have no kind of care whatsoever. So Tessa, the landlord, and the boss on my hit list, on my I don't like you list, I should say that. Even though the boss is gone, I was so mad at him. We got to see one of his plays live. The experience is definitely different. It will bring tears. Yes, the message and amazing voice, Latoya. I can imagine your cry. Yes, he said they can pay their rent. Evil helper. Yeah, I got to when he had the plays and stuff that came to Kansas City. I used to go and watch them, and it's so different than watching on TV. And I like his interaction and stuff like that. One of the things that he did, he gives our people jobs. Yeah, he do. Yep, absolutely. He gives them jobs and keep them employed. Absolutely. Um, we wound up going to one play, and there was this guy outside. He was a homeless guy, and he was going up asking people for money. He looked like a bum. He had his clothes, they looked dirty, all this other stuff, whatever the case may be. And this was a long time ago. I can't even remember the play I wound up going to, but there was a guy out there. He was going around asking people for money and this and that and stuff. And so I'm a person that when I used to see people on the street corners and stuff like that, I would give them change. Like I didn't want them coming up to my car, especially if I'm by myself, but I would just reach it out, like to give to him and stuff. And so when I seen this guy, I had some change on me because sometimes when you go to these events and stuff, like in your card, it depends on if you have it unlocked and depending on what app they use or whatever case when they swipe your card or whatever. So I like to have some cash on me, like to buy drinks or merch or whatever, and then I have my card on me. So it was like me and three other people, three of my family members or something. And so, no, it was my friends. And so we wound up going. And so I seen the dude asking people for money and different things and stuff like that. And so I wound up going into my thing and I wound up taking out some ones. And then when he was asking for it, I just handed it to him and I just said, God bless you. And I just kept walking. Like I just went like this, God bless you, just kept walking. That was one of the guys that Tyler Perry had outside on purpose asking people for money and he was homeless and stuff like that. And the message of the thing at the end was that you never know what people are going through. We all need help. We all are going through different things and stuff like that. And he said, when something about people's approach to you or how they look at you, don't judge a book by its cover or whatever the case may be. Anyway, when the play was going on, it was almost done and stuff. And he was like, did anybody come in and see that bum that was outside that was asking for money? And people's like, yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever, whatever. And so Sharice, I don't need cry like that. We only a couple, well, only a couple times. Yeah, I'm a cry baby like you, but please, yeah, It's really good. The live plays are really good. But Tyler Perry was just like, asking if people saw the bum that was outside, and people's like, yeah, this is that, whatever, whatever. And he said, well, you don't have to really show your hands, but show a hands of how many people actually gave him money. So people started lifting up their hands, or whatever the case may be. Just say it was 200 people in the auditorium. I think maybe 12, 13 people, because I was looking around trying to see, being nosy. 12, 13, I don't even want to say 20 people lifted up their hands and stuff. And he said, y'all up in here, y'all church people, and y'all didn't get that man no money. He was like, bring him out, bring him out. Brought the guy out on the stage or whatever. Tyler Perry introducing him as he is one of Tyler Perry's workers. And people was like, oh, I mean, they was just so surprised. They was so like shocked or whatever the case may be. And he wasn't judging people, but he was judging people like, like y'all couldn't give this man no money. Like he's out here, this is stand up, all this other stuff. So people was really shocked because it was just like, this is one of Tyler Perry's employees. And you can't judge a book by its cover because you just never know what people are going through and what they're dealing with, stuff like that. Um, with that same movie that we was talking about, if loving you is wrong, remember Alfred Woodard, the guy that she was like helping, and he was a bum and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he had worked with them and all that. It's like he always have twists and different things and stuff in his movie that'll shake you up, like, oh my god. So yeah, you just never know when it comes to different things and stuff like that. So I applaud him. I think he did an amazing job. And when Janiyah was letting the people go and stuff like that, I knew that Nicole was not going to go out there with them. I figured she was going to stay behind with Janiyah and not just leave her hanging and stuff. And when she's like, I'm going to stay with you, I'm going to go out there with you. And I'm like, I really was crying. I think I soaked up all that damn towel. I was like, oh my God. One guy on one of his plays used to be on crack. Yep, absolutely. And he helps people. He helps people all the time. But yeah, when she was like, I'm gonna walk out there with you, we in this together, and just seeing Taraji's face or whatever the case may be, and then Tiana like basically talking to her, like, listen to my voice and different things and stuff like that. Man, I could not stop crying. Like, I mean, the tears was rolling like crazy. And I was like, we all need one of her, in our life, one of the Nicole's to, help us, guide us, be there for us. And her word was her bond. She was like, she's not gonna leave her, and she, kept her word on it. Um, and then in the end, when her mom called. I didn't know what was going to happen with her mom's situation. I don't know what I was thinking, but when they gave her the phone, it was her mom, and her mom's talking to her, and it was like, these police officers and this, that, stuff like that. I cried, of course. She put her hands up and walked close to her. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because she trusted Nicole. Like Nicole said, I'm not going to leave you, and she's like, she trusted her. But when her mom called and her mom was talking to her, and she's like, Janiyah, she died yesterday. And when she held that phone, y'all, I literally broke down as if that was my child. And she was just standing there and standing there. And then when they was like reenacting it and all this other stuff, I was just like, oh my God, she's gone. Like she lost her baby. And then when they did the reenactment of the replay and stuff. And so when she went to the when she went to the school, and the lady was like, we did not call you. Like she's thinking of all this stuff in her head. And it was like the last straw. And every time I people to snap, like enough is enough. And I'm like, this movie still got me crying. I wound up going on TT after I got done watching that movie, and I was like wiping my face, cleaning up my eyes and stuff like that. Because I know people were talking about it, but I didn't want to be a spoiler. I'm like, go watch the movie. I'm gonna come back in a week, so I'm gonna go live on TT tomorrow talking about it. Because I'm like, I'm gonna come back in a week so we can discuss it, we can talk about it. Mama was like, "Why the hell you causing all this trouble, and your daughter passed?" I know, and that was weird because I was like, did she not? And I figured out that she couldn't believe it. Like she couldn't believe that it happened. And then, like I said, when she was going to the bathroom, and she was walking her daughter, like she held her hand, and when she was walking into the bathroom, you could see that there was nobody next to her. So all this was like playing in her head, like, this is what she's thinking. Like, I can't believe I just lost my daughter. Like, um, man, it just had me crying like crazy. I said, this is wow. I said, Tyler Perry, you did your thing. And when yeah, when she said she, passed away yesterday or something like that. And then when Sherry Shepherd's like, I know she passed away. No, she said, I know they told me she passed away yesterday or something. And I'm like, well, when in the movie did you know that she passed away? Like, when you're not gonna tell her in the midst of holding a powwow that your daughter already passed away. Like, stop this madness. But it's just like, how long did you know that? I don't know. I was so confused. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I said, I was still crying later. I was like, I don't want to get on there and be crying and snot and all this other stuff, just watching the movie. But I'm like, go watch the movie. Some people was like, I'm gonna watch it. Even though I haven't watched these movies in a long time, and some people like, I'm not watching it because he portrayed the same thing and this and that. But I bet you some of them watched it. I bet you they did. She was still bathing her and walking with her baby. Yep. Uh-huh. Sherry ended up having a soap spot, yeah, a soft spot for her and wanted to make sure she got out. Yep, safely, absolutely. That's why I like when she was walking back with her and she was like, listening and stuff like that. She really started caring because she left that other bank to go to the bank and she was like, "You're the one that talked to me about fees and getting going to get checks, cash, and all the other stuff." And she said, "It's because of you that I wound up getting a bank account, here." So she remembered that too as well. It's the little things when people help you that you remember, and I like that about her, like that she felt, that she can trust her. And then I like the part too where Tiana Taylor was like, she was robbed by a man, she don't trust the man, we don't need no man's voice. And as soon as he calls, she's like, no, so I get his ass off the phone. But then when she wound up calling and talking to her and stuff. She was listening to her, whatever case may be. And then even the partner was like, I didn't know your story, and she was just like, like that's my story. But she was getting choked up talking about it because she can relate to what, Janiyah was going through and stuff. But I was like, oh my God, Tyler Perry, you done did it again. You done it again. There's not there's only one show I could probably name one movie um probably one movie that Tyler Perry has done that I didn't like, and that was Precious. Um, with Monique. I didn't like that movie. It was too dark for me. Like, just it was too much going on. So that was one that I did not like. But other than that, I liked all his other movies, and yeah, I thought they were really good. And I have a whole set of DVDs, Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that. Latoya, I know you said you had to leave all that behind and stuff or whatever. Um, I don't know how you would be able to watch them because they're DVDs. Do people even sell DVD players anymore? I don't know if they do. It was good to see Sinbad. Yeah, it was good to see Sinbad. At first, I was mad the girl went live, but then it ended up helping. Yeah, and getting the public on her eye. Even the girl that evicted her felt bad. Watch. Yep, that's what I said too, CJ. Because I was like, she about to go live. She about to do some stuff. You love Precious. Yeah, I couldn't deal with that movie. That was too much for me. It was three different parts in there that I couldn't deal with. Um, but yeah, when she propped up her phone or whatever, I thought that Taraji was going to see it. And then when she wound up going live and she was like expressing herself and the hair salon, the barber shop, everybody else, it wound up going viral. So that way, her story can be heard and different things and stuff like that. And so at that point, I felt like that was cool because I was nervous too at the beginning. I'm like, don't do that one. And so, yeah, it wound up benefiting her in the end because they heard her whole story. Yes, I'm not coming out there if that cop. What cop? Like, he said he gonna kill me. Like, And I was glad that she was able to see him because she probably would have went out there had she not seen him, and it'd been a whole nother situation. So I'm glad that his face was up there where she could see him out there, just ready. She's like, nope, I'm not going out there, not at all. I'm like, girl, you are planning to mess out this role. And then when she turned the thing off, I was like, this is my daughter's science project. And he was like, oh my God, because everywhere that bag went, they was just jumping. But I don't know. I thought everybody did a good job, but I'm like, as bank tellers, you have to be trained differently. I think Nicole did a good job. She's trying to keep everybody calm and keep the noise down and stuff like that. But it's just like you got to be calm when you are doing these different things and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not a bank teller, so I don't know. But I thought the movie was amazing. Yeah, bank tellers got it hard. Yeah, they do. Didn't she write down it wasn't a bomb on the? Yep, she wrote it down on the window. Like when they realized when she had said that it's not like it was my daughter's project, she wound up going in the bathroom and wrote it down on the window. And then they did see that it wasn't, that it wasn't a bomb or whatever. Because I'm like, what is she doing in there? I thought she was about to do some crazy stuff. But then in the end, she wound up literally like looking out for her a little bit, I would say, when she was like, it's not, I thought that was going to backfire. Me too. Yep, me too. I said, this girl about to really have them come up in there and blast this woman because she don't like her, she's scared or whatever. And I'm like, don't do that. And then when they did the thing and stuff, and then they showed it, um, whatever that it's not. And I was like, okay, she's basically like letting them know, hey, it's not one, like it's not real. So I thought that was real cool. And at first, I thought Taraji was gonna be like, like everything. My daughter's stuff is in this bag. Her science project. Her this is that. Like I thought she was gonna say something about it in the beginning, not in the beginning, but when she had it, just to kind of keep them like I don't know where I thought it was gonna go, but evidently it went the way it was supposed to. Tyler Perry is a God fearing man. Um, Goes to Bishop Paul Morton Church of Atlanta. I met him. I believe he's down to earth too. I want to meet him. I believe he is down to earth. They had a thing back around, I want to say Christmas, where Tyler Perry was saying that he doesn't give his son a bunch of gifts and different things and stuff like that as Christmas presents. He gives him books or um, it was something they were saying, and people was like, "You got all this money, and all you giving your son is books for Christmas, or this, and that, or whatever case may be." Like he was living his son like all this stuff. Like you got homes, you got all the different things and stuff like that. It's just like he's not like not giving him stuff. Like I'm not gonna spoil my child. That's what he was saying. Like my child's not gonna be one of them kids that's like spoiled rotten and don't appreciate stuff or whatever. And it's like they didn't even get it. Like he always has a message with stuff. Like you don't see all this stuff that he's leaving his son. Like everything that he's leaving him. This is all his when I pass away. It's like I want you to learn. And then even following his child's footsteps, I mean his dad's footsteps and pick up, and do whatever he need to do as far as the film industry or whatever case may be. But I always applaud Tyler Perry for keeping people employed, for having great movies, for having a message in all his movies, regardless of what he do. And hopefully, some of these people, once they watch this, they'll get out of that. I don't like Tyler Perry. I'm not watching his movies no more, and all this other stuff. Whether they do or don't. Yeah, he has great plays. Absolutely, yes. I'll be watching like like his old plays and different things and stuff like that, and even people that come out. There's a guy that was on one of his plays. I just started following him yesterday on TT. I hadn't seen him on no other platform. I wish I could visit his studio. Yeah, I want to visit his studio. When I go to Atlanta, I definitely want to visit his studio. But the young guy that was on his play that wound up singing. I was on TT yesterday and I came across his page and I was like, oh my God, I remember you. I was like, you was on Tyler Perry's show, like the play or whatever. He's still singing, has an amazing voice, everything. I was like, oh my goodness. What's everybody? I would say my favorite play, golly, I got so many. Um, I'm trying to think what my favorite one is. I would say Medea Goes to Jail. Um, which one did I go see? I went to go see one a long time ago. This when he very first got started. I like all of them. Look, I'm just gonna say all of them. It is too many. Yeah, it is a lot of them. I know Medea goes to jail. What's the other one with the girl that didn't want to be with her husband no more and wound up going with the drug dealer? A family that prays. Yeah, it's his best one. Yeah, that one was really good. That's where that when she wound up, the guy that was the bum and she was wound up helping him and stuff like that. And come to find out he made it out big. That's why I was cracking up too, CJ, when he was like, Tyler Perry was like, "You the only one don't know that this your wife is sleeping around with, you know," and then left her hanging at the end, like you ain't getting Nathan. And the wife was there, like the mama didn't like the wife, but she was just like, the ex-husband. They used to meet at this hotel room every Saturday at 5 o'clock, whatever the case may be. And she showed up there, and I was like, wow. I was like, oh my God. It's like, girl, you're not getting nothing in the end. Now that part I was just like, okay, this how you did your husband. Now look at how you doing. And then when I think when she went to go get some money or something like that, she was trying to like push up on me like, oh no, I'm good. Nope, I'm good. I am good on you. This is how you did me. Don't try to come back now. But yeah, he's got so many that I like. His plays, his movies. Um, I want to say June 11th. I think it's June 11th. What's today's date? Today, no, today's the 12th, not June 11th. I think I saved it. It comes out. It's a comedy, and it's called. Oh no, July 11th. I knew the 11th was in my head. It's Medea's Destination Wedding, and it comes out July 11th. So I really can't wait to see that. Yep, Meet the Browns. I love all his plays, but my favorite play is Meet the Browns. That's just Medea going to jail with Sonny. A Family That Prays is the one where the mama got stuck and went to heaven in the play, and Tyler made it look so real. Wait a minute, The Family That Prays. I I thought The Family That Prays was she was in denial, one of the five stages of grief. Right. Went to heaven and played, and Tyler made it look so real. I thought that one was oh man, what was that? I'm thinking The Family That Prays was the one that her and the best friend, her the oh my god, I'm getting them mixed up. Okay, so they worked she had the cafe, remember, and her friend had dementia, and her husband, not her husband, her friend had dementia, and then the son was trying to like do this and do that, and she was telling him, don't let him take my money or don't let him X, Y, and Z. Am I naming the wrong movie? Or am I tripping? Medea goes to jail with Sonny. Yeah, Big Happy Family was the one where the mom got, is that the one where she was sick and she was in the bed and all the kids was around her, and then she had the Sadiddy daughter that was acting funny, like she got so much money. She got so much money and she was acting funny with the family members and stuff, and didn't want to go to the right, let's see, I got it mixed up. She didn't want to go to the thing with her mom, and then come to find out, I think that wasn't her son or something. Like all the family secrets and everything was coming out. She said that's my favorite one. I know. I'm like, am I getting them mixed up? I don't watch so many of them. I'm like, okay, which one? That's the family that prays when the mom with dementia. Yeah, she had dementia, and then that's when Sanaya, he had the Sanaya Lathan and him was messing around, and the wife was at the hotel waiting. Yeah, that's the family that prays. And I was crying on that one too because she when she had dementia and she can remember, and then they wound up taking going out there getting baptized and stuff like that or whatever. And her friend was like really, helping her and having her back and stuff like that. I was just so emotional. I'm like, oh my god. I can remember one of his movies or plays that I didn't cry in. Come to think of it, it's always so good. Big Happy Family was one for me. But Diary, oh yeah, Diary of a Mad Black Woman was good too. And I could do all, bad all by myself. Yes. The mom was already the grandmother on Big Happy Family. Yep. Yeah, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, that's gonna always be one of my favorites. Because he did her wrong and she still went back to help him and stuff. And you can see people's reenactment when they do it like on the other apps and stuff, and they be sitting there eating a salad and they'll have it playing and stuff, laughing like Charles. It's like when he talking about what he called the maid's name, and she said she left. I was like, that's what you get. I still love How Did I Get Married. I love all those episodes. I love each and every one of them. Um, yeah, that was crazy. And this dude's so talented. Like he literally writes that stuff out, get the characters and everything else or whatever, and just brings it to life. House of Pain, yeah. But House of Pain. So I liked House of Pain all the way up. Okay, so Keisha Knight, pull him. She was on there with them. But then it's like it just started changing for some reason. It kind of switched up a little bit. I don't know what made the change or whatever. But I used to watch it every week, like religiously. All of them all mixed up. I used to watch them religiously and everything, and so I'm like, when that went off, we could do trivia on Tyler Perry, baby. Yes, I love his productions. Yep, absolutely. I may do that on one thing and stuff, like a game night. CJ and Sharice, that's a good idea. I get them all mixed up. House of Pain, the earlier episodes, I didn't watch the reboot. Right. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the reboot. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the reboot. CJ and Sharice, y'all may have to do a episode on the social day and a Tyler Perry movies trivia. House of Pain with Ella. Yep. Yeah, y'all may have to do a social den trivia episode. Yep, do that absolutely and just see see how many people can name the movies or whatever. Like do like a clip, like on which movie did Tyler Perry X, Y, and Z, or which movie did this, and that, and stuff like that, and just see who can name like whoever names them. I think that would be cool for social media. That would be real cool. Because like us, we get some of them mixed up. Like, no, that wasn't that movie. That was this movie. That would be real cool. Do a social den Tyler Perry trivia, and then have them like y'all. You know how y'all do like the game night and stuff like that. When y'all do the Hood Jeopardy. We got so much stuff that he has done. Yes, absolutely. So you can pull from like each one of them. Yep, and then you can do like how you do on like Hood Jeopardy, where you have like the questions up in the thing and stuff, so people can guess, like give them an option. I think that would be real cool, and I'll definitely be on there. I'll be guessing myself. Remember the cartoon he did? Was that one with what's the girl's name? Kiki Palmer. Was that the one with Kiki Palmer? I wouldn't play because I'll win. I'm gonna just sit back and watch. No, you gotta play, Latoya. That sounds like fun, but somebody might piss me off. Sharice's like, oh no. be like, let's see about this. No, Latoya, you gotta play. That's the whole part. That's the point of it. You gotta play. I think that would be so much fun. Just get people's guesses and seeing who actually watched, the plays, the movies, and stuff like that. She said I would definitely win. Medea was in it too. It was about the kids and recreation. Yeah, is that the one where I think I remember it because it was Kiki Palmer and it was somebody else in there that I really liked, and they wound up doing like the cartoon, the movie. I can't. What's the name of it, CJ? You remember? I can't think of the name of Medea. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Now you're gonna have me looking it up. The Play Family Reunion was my first one. Yeah. Mhm. Medea's Tough Love. Oh, okay. Okay. That is too funny. I cannot think of the name of that play that I went to. This was like, oh my God, forever years ago. But that one was really, really good. Like, I mean, the sound, uh the actresses and everything and stuff like that. And then even Hattie. So Hattie, she played Hattie on Medea's movies, but she's on TT and she's in other movies on Tubi. She's over there, and I'll be watching her, and she'll like set up her camera. She'll like the dressing room where they're going like back and forth. Have the camera up where she's on stage and different things and stuff like that. So she's still doing. It's funny because she's still doing the same thing, like the same character, like within Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that. But she's in like other movies and everything. So Patty is amazing. I love her voice when she said yes. She has an amazing voice, and she's over on TT, and she goes live. Patricia Lovely is her name, and she'll put like Tubi, and then her Cash App and like the dollar sign or something like that, and people be tuned in because, like I said, she has a guy that um, and I didn't know that some of those people have to do their own makeup and stuff. I thought they had people back there doing it. I mean, she's like taking her mic off because it's taped like on her cheek right here. And she's taking her mic off and she's taking a wig off. She's redoing her makeup, changing her wardrobe. I said, that's a lot to have to do. I thought somebody at least did your makeup for you or something like that. Maybe it's just the set that she's on that they're doing it. I don't know. But yeah, she's still doing her thing, which is really good. Hattie got a show. Yeah, Mama's House ain't that night. Yep, and it's on Tubi. Hmm. Yeah, she said Mama's House on Tubi. Them Tubi movies be cracking me up though. Yeah, they are good. So yeah. Well, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining and watching and talking and engaging and stuff like that because I really wanted to do this to see people's, other people's reactions and, just talk about, how y'all thought about the movie, what y'all thought about it. Because, everybody have different opinions and different things and stuff like that. So I think it's amazing. I can't wait to his next one. And I pray that all the actresses get an award, for above and beyond for what they've done in this movie to keep them going, to keep them making money, to keep them relevant um, in the acting business and stuff like that. Because Taraji, man, she did her thing. All of them did, but she really came through. And yeah, my one favorite show, of course, is Baby Boy with her. So that'll never change. But so yeah, what everybody got planned for the rest of the evening? Y'all got anything fun planned, or y'all just chilling, relaxing? I know I'm gonna get comfortable and jump on TT for a while. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna get in my garden and get some stuff planted. He said, "We sipping watching you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all, Jody. Yes, I love Jody. Baby boy. Yes, absolutely. So y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Um, I think next week's topic is going to be about this little girl Shirley. I don't know if y'all seen her, but I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. Um, it's been all over the apps and everything else. She's like 4 years old, and her mama got her out there with them where them fans at, and she popping her hips like she's 25 and grown. I want a block on motherfucking phone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like when Snoop Dogg got out of jail. He was like, he coming home. I said, this dude is crazy. I was rolling. That grown ass little girl. Yes. I've been watching it and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm like, my channel, I always tell people, is a talking channel and a sipping channel. I do my crafting events. I'll show like my bedroom candy stuff. I like to cook, and I cook different things and stuff like that. I'll do some challenges, but I don't have a negative channel or political channel or whatever the case may be. That was Taraji and Tyrese breakout. Well, yeah, it really was. Yep, they wound up doing the BET Awards a couple years ago. Taraji P. Henson was great. Go up and actually um, present an award or whatever the case may be. And so she got up on stage or whatever, and then Tyrese came out. He's like, Yvette, where my son at, Yvette? And everybody just started clapping and cheering and all the other stuff. So they like did their reenactment. She said, I hate you, Jody. He said, I hate you too. And so they just started laughing or whatever. He gave her a hug or whatever. And I'm like, now I want to go watch Baby Boy, you know, because people love them, for that. CJ, don't start. We're not about to watch that movie tonight. I'm going to sleep. She was like, I'm going to sleep. Because it would definitely have you up, Sharice. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to watch it with him. I'm going to watch it with him. But yeah, next week, y'all, if y'all can join me, I think I'm going to do it about the same time. I'm going to be talking about Miss Shirley with the Where Them Fans at, and, you know, just like kids and different things and stuff like that. And, just what's going on in the world today and all that. And I don't know if some of y'all know or don't know, but R. Kelly, they trying to release him, um, get a pardon through the, y'all's president. We will be here, sis. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna actually pop that up, and I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna be respectful because she's a kid, and it's just based around like social media, getting paid, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, when do you cross the line, like, when do you draw the line, like enough is enough. Um, people talk about R. Kelly and these girls or whatever the case may be. Yeah, Good Deeds was really good. Yes, if R. Kelly get out and do a show the next day, it will be and I'm telling you it'll be sold out. It will absolutely be sold out. I don't know if y'all seen that, but Chris Brown got a residual challenge going on. R. Kelly wound up doing the residual challenge, and I'm like, I would definitely go to a concert. Yeah, he's got issues and all this other stuff, but I was saying, lock up the mamas too. Don't just lock him up. Lock the mamas out up, because if you know that this man is a P, I don't want to say the word, but if you know that he's that, and then you take your child to a concert and your child's singing, and she want to get famous and she want to get exposed and all this other stuff, and then you leave her into the hands of R. Kelly, somebody that's been in the limelight for young girls, then you're just as much to blame as he is. Like, you're guilty too. I'm like, come on, y'all, stop it. R. Kelly killed it. He showed did. He showed did. Was it the time? Because I only found you from scrolling. I ain't get a note. I know. I was just me and Sharice was just talking about that. I don't get notifications for people. I don't know what the problem is or whatever the case may be or stuff. But some channels I don't get notifications for. So I'm gonna do 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time next Thursday. Yeah, Thursdays are my off days, so I get up early. And like today, I had to go get my teeth cleaned, and then I had my stretch appointment, and then I went to go get some little things to help with my. I got TMJ, and so what it is, it's a nerve muscle like in your jaw. And so sometimes when I talk or if I eat, I can be sleeping or just doing nothing, and the pain will shoot so like so bad. I still love kale. Yep, I love me some kales. So I went to go get me some other things. I don't know if I can say. I'm not gonna say that. Some things that's legal to help take care of this. I have a night guard, but sometimes it just really shoots, and so I wound up going to that store today, and so I get all my little errands and cleaning the stuff down, so done. So then that way I can take like a little break, and then I can come on about 6 o'clock. And then thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yep, that's what I'm gonna talk about next week. So if y'all haven't seen her, go and Google Miss Shirley. The mama calls her Miss Shirley. So yeah, go and Google, look it up, and that way when y'all come back next week, y'all can tell me what y'all think. You can tell everybody still love Kills because you can still listen to his music everywhere. I got every single album he ever released, and I still listen to faithfully. I know I do too, because he's a fucking genius. I still listen to the Trapped in the Damn Closet, and that's been forever ago. And I'll be watching it like I ain't never seen it before. I was like, this dude is a straight genius, like for real. He got issues, but I don't know. They talking about unaliving him in there, like the high people done paid some people, to get rid of him or whatever. So he's reaching out to y'all's president to get pardoned or whatever the case may be. But um, I just hope and pray that if he does get out, he gets help, he gets therapy, um, release music, and just change everything around, change his whole life around, get the therapy, the help that you need. Don't keep doing the same thing or whatever the case may be. We're about to watch Trapped in the Closet after you. Yeah, he in the closet. Who's in the closet? See it again. I'm about to text you. Okay. Trapped in the Closet is my shit. I could watch that over and over and over. Especially when the midget was hiding. I said, "Oh, Kelly, you childish as hell for this one. Not the midget." Can you imagine how much music he done wrote? Right, exactly. Not y'all the president. Yeah, y'all president. I can't say his name. I know he got a whole list of music that he done wrote while he's been in there. And some of these artists that didn't like him or whatever the case may be, I bet you when he get out and he dropped it, okay, well, I want you to do this line of this, they're gonna be on it. They're gonna definitely be on it. Medea goes to jail. Yep. She had me cracking up too. Yeah, he gonna have a whole bunch of music that he got, that's gonna drop or whatever. I'm like, go on, let that man out. Let him out, set him free. He needs, I mean, yeah, you can go to jail for the things you did or whatever the case may be, but look at all the people that, you know, haven't went to jail for what they did. I hope let my guy out. Yeah, I hope so too. Absolutely. Well, he's gonna do it, so he think he gonna get the people to, us to, you know, you already know what I'm talking about. Frank, shut up. Can't you see two men are talking? But I told your ass to get to walking. Right. Man, Trapped in the Closet is my shit. I love it. So that is so cool. Well, y'all, thanks again for joining. I appreciate y'all. CJ and Sharice, I can't wait till y'all drop the thing for the Medea trivia. Uh, that's gonna be real fun. That's gonna be good. I could see people trying to guess and everything. Him and Ron Osley was great pair. Yeah, they were. Yeah. I think he was even trying to help mentor him at one point too, like really trying to help him and stuff like that. I think he was really trying to help him. Absolutely. But it goes back to, CJ and Sharice. CJ, I was telling Sharice earlier that I was crafting yesterday and I had my gloves on and resin and my mask and stuff, so I couldn't type in the chat, but I listened to the whole thing and stuff, and I thought it was a great live. And it goes back to what y'all was talking about, like things that starts at home. With R. Kelly, his sister was the one that you know, bothered him, touched him, and all that stuff. Him and his brother, but the brother didn't like it, but it just sparked it for R. Kelly. And so, with dysfunctional families and stuff, it do start at home because how are they learning different things and stuff like that? CJ, you better know it. Yep. It's like how are they learning different things if they don't know that it's from home? Everyone really enjoyed the show. Yeah, it was really good. And I was watching the comments and stuff, and I was like, it's good to see people kind of open up and talk about what they was going through and being raised and different things and stuff like that. And when you were talking about the little boy and his screams from his mom and stuff, I'm like, I wouldn't know what I would have done because that would have been so traumatizing or whatever. But the fact that people was like, talking and being comfortable with the social media, which is what it's all about, stuff like that. Um, I thought it was really good, and just seeing different things and stuff. And I'm like, it does start at from home, and what you see, what you're taught, generational curses, um, and hurt people. Like R. Kelly's brother didn't like it. He went on to try to get him help, but R. Kelly liked it, enjoyed it, kept on going with it, kept on going with it. So it's like, do you not like women? Like you were traumatized by your sister, so are you going to go through a thing where you're like, okay, well, I don't care about women or young girls, whatever case may be. It's just the way that things are. Why was I crying during the social media? I know. I was watching it, and I wear I have my glasses on, and I have a mask on or whatever. Um, it was one of those. So, yeah. And I had my mask on and everything, and so I wear my gloves, and I had it propped up over here on my table, and so while I was curing and letting it go and stuff, and I was sitting up there watching and stuff. So I had to literally like take my gloves off of my hand and lift my glasses and kind of wipe my eye. So I was like, oh my God. And MRTV was talking about her dad. Um, and then I think it was Sonya or somebody, Tag for short, was talking about her mom, the affection between her mom and her dad, and she still has dad issues or something. And then I think Tripping with Dre and Michelle came up and was saying that he had both of his parents in his life as well, but he still have daddy issues. We would be doing a part two and possibly yeah, because it was a lot of people tapping in. And then when I was looking at the thing and stuff, and people's questions kept on popping up, CJ, I'm like, he ain't gonna get out there in no hour. Like he like people are really tuned in. They're expressing themselves because they feel like they can. And so I'm like, I don't feel like you're the type of person that's just gonna be okay, we're gonna cut it here because it's this time. It's like no, it's almost like going to church and the spirit is moving everybody and the groove is going and they're praising God and all the other stuff. Don't be a pastor, get up there like, all right, well the benediction is X, Y, and Z. Let people stay in that moment because people need that. Some people don't share different things with other people. And even though it's a YouTube channel and it's for anybody to see, it's still with the social den. So that could be a different outlet for them to be able to open up. So I like the fact that it went over and it wasn't a matter of, okay, it's such and such at 7 o'clock, social den ending, and we will be inviting people up to talk in person. Yes, I'm right here for it. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Because people need stuff like that. They need that outlet. They need to be able to release and feel free to talk about it. No judgment zone because we're not here to judge nobody. Yeah, there was no way I was getting all those comments, but it was amazing that everyone was vulnerable and open sharing those stories. Yeah, absolutely. Because somebody, and I think the cowboy, maybe there was another episode of Cowboy was even talking about it too. But yeah, the fact that people was actually, coming and sharing their experience and stuff like that, I thought that was real cool. I'm like, oh my God, y'all got me over here crying. I gotta finish these Father's Day gifts, and I can't stop crying. My eyes just watering. And I was about to type in the thing and say, I'm in the bushes, we're watching or something. But I was watching somebody else's live a couple days, probably a couple days, a week ago, and she said something about things not to do on YouTube, and she was real funny. And she's like, "Don't come on my live talking about you in the bushes. Stay the fuck in the bushes. You ain't gotta tell me you in the bushes. If you ain't liking and you ain't sharing, then don't tell me you in the damn bush." I was cracking up. I'm like, okay, so is that a thing to not do? It's just me telling people I'm in the bushes. Talk your shit, right? She's like, quit telling me I'm you in the bushes. Get on up on this damn live, interact, speak to people, or get the hell off, or something she was there. And then she started laughing. She said, no, but if you're in the bushes watching, that's good too, because you're giving me views, whatever case may be. But I was rolling because I'm like, I ain't about to get on their thing and be like, hey, CJ, Sharisa, Chat, I'm in the bushes crafting tonight. And then everybody starts speaking, and then I don't speak back. I'm like, that's rude. I'm like, I don't like to speak, and then don't even, tap back into people. So I got my notification. I had it already propped up or whatever, and before I put my gloves on, I just hit the button. Most of the people in the bushes are envious. Hey, I know, ain't that crazy, CJ? Ain't that crazy? That is wow, and it's really bad because it's just like, what do you? I don't get it. It's just like, come on up and speak, engage, just say hi to people, whatever. They lurking. Yep, that is true. That is so true. And it's funny because when I first started my channel and I was telling people like what my channel was gonna be about and all this other stuff, whatever case may be or whatever. And so one of the girls, she we was talking or whatever, and I met her through another girl. And so I said, yeah, you should come on, my channel or whatever case may be. I love it though. Give me that hateful ass you, right? Exactly. But she was like, I reached out to her and stuff, and I was like, oh, you should come on my channel if you want, whatever case may be. And she's like, what is your channel about? I said, it's just a talking channel, and I'm just sipping, it's a positive channel, whatever case may be, whatever, whatever. And so I said, I'm gonna be doing interviews and this, and that stuff. So she goes to my channel and she looks, she's like, girl, you only got 124 subscribers. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? So of course I didn't have her on my channel. Then she was redoing some stuff with her business, and she was trying to get some stuff together or whatever the case may be or whatever. And then I did whose channel was on? Was it Yaya's, or I think it was Yaya's channel, and I was sharing it out. And Yaya has a lot of subscribers or whatever. And so I had went over there, and I guess she wound up, well, I know she wound up going over there, and she seen Yaya's subscribers or whatever. And she was like, I see you in these YouTube streets or whatever the case may be. And she's like, you're gonna have to have me on your show and do an interview. And at that time I think I only had like 300 subscribers. And so then I said, why? I only got 320 subscribers. I'm like, don't come over here being no hater. Like, I mean, you never know with the subscriber things and different things and stuff like that. Like, don't come over here doing that. I can't stand people like, right, exactly. Long as they give a thumbs up. Yep. She's like, you only got 100 and some subscribers. Well, you got to crawl before you walk. Like, I mean, we was talking about this today. Like, everybody's content is different. Some people, they can get monetized and grow in 6 months or 3 months or whatever case may be. And people's channel is different or whatever. But you have to be yourself in your channel, regardless of what it is. I don't do mukbang, so I'm not gonna come and do every channel where I'm eating and I'm getting views or whatever case may be. I don't sew. I do crafting, but you have to be authentic in your videos and just be yourself, and that's if that's what's getting me subscribers and views, then I'm going to keep on doing that. I'm not going to go and be like, oh, I like her channel, she's got this and let me go and do this, because eventually people are going to realize that's not who you are, that's not what your channel's about. So yeah, I was like, wow, I only got 300 subscribers. And like you said, people be in the bushes lurking and stuff like that, but it's just like, thank you for lurking, I appreciate you. This YouTube thing be so funny. I'm like, I'm here for fun and entertainment and, sipping, trying different drinks and stuff. I'm not here for all that drama or the extra stuff or whatever the case may be. And if somebody want a channel, I have no problem with helping them, knowing what I know, which like I can only tell you what I know. Um, But yeah, so it's funny. We just love, yeah, genuine love. Absolutely. That's what it's about. I'm surprised to have 100 views. I'm so thankful. Right. Absolutely. I think I'm at 585 now, and one of the face FB groups that I'm in, they were saying, "What is your quarter four goal for your YouTube channel?" Thank you so much, CJ. Thank you. Um, she was like, "What is your quarter goal for, your YouTube channel?" And I said 1,000 subscribers, coming up or whatever, because I'm at 585. And so one girl was like, "I'm at 15K. My goal is at 25K." And somebody was like, "I'm at such and such K." I'm like, "Oh Lord, y'all way up there." But like I said, you just have to just keep going. Don't look at nobody else's channel and be like, "Well, why is my channel not getting this and getting that?" You just have to learn as you go. Watch your analytics. See what the thumbnails was catchy, was not catchy. There's just so much that you have to learn to being a YouTube, having a YouTube channel. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. Yeah, so some people don't. I was talking today about there's some stuff going on in the YouTube community with two YouTubers that was beefing over a year and a half ago, and unfortunately somebody lost their life behind it off of the subscribers and who's subscribing to who. And I'm like, is that a thing? I didn't even know there was a damn thing on YouTube. Like, really? Jealousy is a fucking disease for sure. And be careful who y'all make mods to. Oh yeah. I heard that too, CJ, that you have to be careful about that. Like, don't make everybody your mind because they'll try to block like your big people or somebody was telling me about that the other day. That's a good tip. That's a good tip. Well, thank y'all for joining. CJ and Sharice go and watch Trapped in the Closet. We in the closet. Latoya, I hope everything works out for you as well. Yeah, and we're very particular about that. Yes, I appreciate y'all for making me one. I really appreciate it. Absolutely. Have a great night, y'all. Have a great night. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Bye bye. Get you some rest, Sharice. Bye, y'all.